What is an AVM? Why do I tell my sellers I don't suggest it? And how can it affect your life? So let's start with what is an AVM. AVM, Automated Valuation Model. Think of it as the most commonly known Zestimate. So if you go on to Zillow, you type in 123 Main Street, that's your house, you're going to see a Zestimate, and it says your house is worth blah, 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 whatever, $500,000. Is that accurate? Probably not. Is a broken clock accurate? Twice a day. So there is a possibility that it is correct. How does an AVM model work? So let's start with the first letter A, automated. It's a automated process. There's all of these AVMs, I'm sure, have different calculations, how they do it. What they don't have is someone boots on the ground going through your house, calculating based on what they see in your house versus other closed entries. So why did this video get sparked today? It's because I have a listing, and the sellers obviously want to sell for as high as possible. And they reached out to me and said, hey, we've got a friend who lives in the same community. And when we told them what we had our place priced for, they were like, whoa, that's way too low. Our son is a mortgage broker, not a real estate agent, mortgage broker. And you should really talk to him. And so he sent them a home valuation based off of an AVM, and it says it all over the place. So I'm not cracking on this guy. He just did what he's doing. Anyways, so what the conversation is when I'm sitting at a seller's house and we're getting ready to list the home for sale, I say, look, we want to put the address on the internet. We want to put a sign in the front yard if you're okay with that. We definitely want to be able to do print media. We want to advertise that this is for sale. And two things that I suggest that my sellers don't do is allow AVMs, your Zillow Zestimate, or other automated valuation models on any website that it may go to. So it says this house is listed for $500,000, but our automated valuation model says it's only worth $435 or $6,000 or whatever it says. So, and it's because AVMs don't work. And the other thing that we don't suggest that they use is that they don't allow blogging, and that's because bloggers don't have anything to do other than trash your house. But that's another video, I guess. We'll have to put that in the works. So, how do AVMs work, or why don't they work? So I've got a great story. So Zillow lost hundreds of millions of dollars years back on their iBuy program. It's non-existent today. And how that worked was essentially they had some kind of automated valuation model that would calculate the home value based on whatever algorithms they had. Now, this really gets dirty in some areas where home values aren't disclosed or non-disclosure states, which Idaho is. But my dad years back had a rental that he wanted to sell, and he got a letter in the mail. Calls me up. He's in a different state, and so he says, Brian, I got this letter and it says they want to buy this rental house for this much, and what do you think? And I said, well, I don't know what your home's worth. I can't see, your closed sales down there, but the letter looks interesting and it appears okay. And so he went to his real estate agent in that state, in that area, and they said, Paul, we can't get you a better price. Like, the price that this letter is offering you is more than we can get you. And so he did the deal, sent me the contract. Looked good to me, looked good to his real estate agent. And so they closed the deal, and whatever the program was that they bought it, they came in and they replaced a couple fixtures, really didn't paint it, didn't do anything else, put on the market for more than what they purchased it for, $50,000, $100,000 more, and it sat there. Not surprising, right? Like, what they bought it for was above what the actual value was. And it's because these valuation models don't necessarily work. Now, they might work in some instances, but they don't always work. And I always tell my clients, don't put a lot of weight in that. Again, broken clock works twice a day, or is accurate twice a day. And so to follow up with my dad's story, he actually, his house, or his old house, made the news because it sat on the market for so long. Squatters moved in, and it was around the time that a lot of these valuation models were being called out, and I don't know exactly what, but I'm sure they had to drop the price a whole bunch, lost a bunch of money on it. So why don't they work? Sometimes the valuation models are pulling comps from condos and houses. Sometimes they're pulling manufactured home on leased land versus a house on its own land. Sometimes this house is in a really nice neighborhood and this one isn't. Sometimes they're looking at, they're pulling comparable market data from houses that were on the market, like in a non-disclosure state, on the market for $600,000, but ended up closing for $500,000. So they think that because it was on the market for $600,000, that the house is now worth $600,000, and that's inaccurate as well. So what happened today was my client sent me this this home estimate, if you will, and I did a little digging, and I wanted to share this with you guys. So when I clicked on learn some more about how these estimates are evaluated, it says that AVM data should never replace the guidance of a real estate professional. Okay? It says home value limitations right below this. Since your AVM is based on computer models built with public market information and records, this estimate has limitations that can affect its accuracy, such as lack of data in non-disclosure states, value adding new home improvements, or major market changes near you. And so there's a community locally that had a major change, which drastically dropped the values of the houses. People didn't want to live there anymore. It's not taking that into calculations, right? So if you live right next door to that and you're not in that community, your market value may drop substantially. Or if all of a sudden the neighborhood next to you starts passing out gold bars because that's part of their HOA thing, and all of a sudden these values skyrocket because of that, but you're not in that neighborhood, and now your valuation goes way up. Well, that's something to watch out too. So AVM, it's a challenge. I wish that it was as easy as just plunking in the address into a computer and coming up with values, but it's not. And that's why I get paid the way that I get paid, because it takes boots on the ground. It takes keen eye experience. And obviously, if a computer could do everything, it would. Everybody's talking about this AI taking over. So far, it's not there. And I think that's one of the missing calculations that gets overlooked really easily. We hear a lot about people calling and saying, hey, I want to sell my house for this, and Zillow says it's worth this. And sometimes that can hurt you. Sometimes it can help you. But at the end of the day, having a trained professional on your side to actually walk your property, to look at it and give you valuations is the best. So hope this helps. If you guys are interested in this, stay tuned. We have more tips, strategies, market updates on this channel coming out on a regular basis. Would love if you subscribe to the channel. And if you want updates, smash the like button and get updated. Smash the like button on this video anyways, because you watched this far, for crying out loud. And we'll bring you more content. BK knows the way.